There's one three-word to say when somebody says you can't. Go funk yourself.
Alright, party people. Got my blue lights on today because, been frying my eyes a bit too much for my liking. Today, I don't have much for you to look at, but I have a little bit I want to talk about. I've been thinking about this video or this conversation now for a few months, and I'm just getting on here and I'm going to send it, see what happens, right? Music NFTs. You may say NFTs are dead. Yeah, a little bit right now. Market's a little dead, volume's low. You may say, what's the point of music being NFTs? Well, the short answer is for artists to actually make a little bit of money. However, there are implications to this. And this is the part that I think a lot of people oversaw. It was an oversight for many, right? When you specifically use the platform Sound XYZ to mint your NFTs, this website is now taking your rights from mechanical royalties. So what does that mean? That means you get paid up front for those who want to mint your songs. And then on the back end, if one of your songs happens to blow up, then you are signing away your mechanical royalties to Sound XYZ. Is that fair? I don't know. I don't think so yet. As you can see on my profile, I have not uploaded anything to Sound XYZ. I was just accepted this past weekend, so I will begin to upload music there shortly. However, I am going to need to go about it a little bit differently than I have been on Solana, on Boombox Marketplace. Sound XYZ, Ethereum, Boombox Marketplace, Solana. So, on Solana, there's a way for you to retain your masters and just sell your NFTs for general consumption. Meaning, if somebody supports your work and they want to buy a piece of your work to support you, they can buy it. They know that they're not getting anything in return. They know they're just buying it for the consumption, to listen to it, to be able to download it, etc. On Sound XYZ, that is different, however. Like I stated earlier, you're signing away your royalties. You are basically, for lack of a better term, you're kind of just substituting Spotify for Sound XYZ. Now, if you are a well-known artist with a well-known following and, say, 1,000 fans that support, die hard, buy tickets every time you come into town, they're going to buy your NFT just so they can support you. You probably will make more money on the front end, even no matter how big your song goes, because you could, say for example, a group like the Chainsmokers did a mint on Sound XYZ, and they sold, I believe, 1,000 NFTs at the price of maybe 0.05, maybe sounds right. But regardless, that is 5 Ethereum, 0.05 ETH, sorry, not cents, 0.05 ETH. And so that would equate to 5 Ethereum, which at the time of their drop, 1 Ethereum was about 3,000, if I remember correctly. So they made 15,000 off of the initial drop of this one song. And then they signed away all mechanical royalties, saying in the future we do not plan to collect these. These go to Sound XYZ and the company. On the upfront, if you're taking 15 grand off the table, that's probably more than you'll ever make streaming a song on streaming platforms. So it is very beneficial financially. However, if you're a small guy like myself, signing away royalties on a song feels a little scary, because what if this is the song that does it? What if, you can ask yourself what if on that many times, and you're not sure what's going to come of it, right? Like, you could potentially post the song to Sound XYZ, make a bunch of TikToks about it, talking about how you're selling it as an NFT, or even just make a bunch of songs about the song, or sorry, make a bunch of videos about the song, just in marketing, just to market the song, get it out there, get more people to listen. Now this song blows up, right? Now this one is the only one out of all your songs. Like, we go to my Spotify page here. You can't see all the song titles, but you can see that there's one that has the number of plays. That means all of these ones don't have more than 1,000 yet, right? So imagine the top song on this list right here has 2 million plays, and the rest of them, just by the fact this one blows up, maybe all these get a couple thousand, right? So all these ones that get a couple thousand, I will be collecting royalties on. The one that gets 2 million, well, guess what? Not getting any royalties, and I'm not a big person, so therefore I didn't get a huge mint up front. So maybe I have 2-3 collectors here. Maybe I made $50, $100 up front on this drop, whereas if you let that drop go, you don't sign your royalties, it blows up 2 million. Now you're talking a couple $100 worth of royalties. Well, now it's kind of difficult, right? So that's where it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to choose. You decide, okay, it's almost as if you're signing one-offs to a label, right? In dance music, it's very popular to make a track, sign it to Mad Decent, drop it to Mad Decent. Mad Decent collects the royalties. You're just using Mad Decent as a platform to expand, to grow, etc. Like a launch pad type of thing. Now, you could do the same thing with Sound XYZ and minting your NFTs. However, it's not that big of a launch pad. It's not like a well-known music label that people are going to find their music, right? It's kind of a niche market, small, etc. So might not be a great idea to try to use it as a launch pad. With all that said, the main reason for music NFTs is for financial freedom of artists, right? Now, do I think the current landscape as is good for artists? No, I still think it's a little predatorial. I still think that if you're not paying attention, if you don't read the rules, read the fine print, whatever, you wouldn't find that you're signing your mechanical royalties away, because that's not something that they're promoting, because they don't want you to know that, because they want your royalties, right? That's why I say it's a bit predatorial. However, at its current iteration, not great. No, I'm not saying you should go immediately put your song on the blockchain, because you're basically just giving it out giving it out to everybody for free, because the blockchain is an open ledger that anybody could go and look at and download things off of. And, is that good? Is that right? No. But are people going to do it? Probably, right? So there's pros, there's cons. As it is now, I don't know. It feels like, if you have a song that's a one-off that you don't plan on dropping on Spotify, or want to keep it as just like a one-off thing that's just for the blockchain, do it. But if you are making music and consistently dropping music every month, week, a couple months, whatever your routine is, 8 weeks apart, like whatever it is for your release plans, I do not think you should be releasing every single song that you make as a music NFT, at least on the Ethereum blockchain. However, and this goes back to my classic Solana shill, because I love me some Solana. The thing with Solana is you are able to retain royalties. So if we go here, I'll just put I'll just put something in here so that we can push forward here. Just so I can show you. Oh, it's gonna just make me do all this, so. Bark, 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 bark. Oh, currently Boombox is down. This is a bad look. But basically here in the Solana marketplace, you can see here volume. I got 27 Solana in volume, which means people have bought my NFTs 27 Solana worth, which at today's market is approximately $550, give or take. $550 right there. That is in less than a year's worth of putting songs out here on the chain. And that is more money than I've made in the 6 years I've been releasing music on Spotify. So that gives you that financial motive, right? And like I said, on Solana, you're actually able to retain your masters and retain your royalties. So therefore, you're only giving people the ability to listen to your song, right? And so that's kind of where I think where we are now, it is good. I don't think that everybody should be rushing into this space. I don't think that you should go spend all your hard-earned money on people's music NFTs. It's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is to pay attention and to be willing to use new technologies and to try things, because we don't know which one's going to stick, right? Both Boombox and Sound XYZ, the two that I've kind of gone over today on Solana and Ethereum respectively, could be obsolete in 2 years. Do I hope that for either project? No, of course not. I want both projects to sustain and grow. But I'm also not going to be scared to use the next one that comes, because it might be better. It might iterate based off of the two currents and make it better, just like we've seen in social media, in IT, in retailing, in basically any industry that you can think of. There's always been a first come, right? And then there's somebody that comes based off of what the first people showed not to do, and they just do it better, more efficiently. And it's classic that, like, first mover advantage. First mover advantage is certainly a thing, right? But it is not always the end all be all, because the first mover advantage sometimes has a disadvantage, because you're stuck building in public while everybody else gets to iterate based off your failures, so that when they go to market, they're already leagues above you, right? So what I'm saying is, don't be afraid to use new tech. Don't write it off. But no, it's not some crazy thing right now. It's not supposed to be. It's not there yet, but it will be someday. And what that looks like, I don't know. Will it be a mobile app on your phone that acts as if it's a Spotify, where you stream your music from, and then you earn money for earning songs? Here's a theoretical to end the video, right? There's something called Gala Games, Gala Games, Gala. That is a crypto native gaming project where it's basically trying to be like a Steam type of platform for Web3 games, which Web3 games are just games on the blockchain that has some sort of tokenization, whether it's via NFTs or actual in-game token currency, etc. In theory, Gala is attempting to do something, Gala Music, that is basically a Spotify, but playlists are nodes. And so for you, if I wanted to create my own playlist, aka my own node, what I would do is I would purchase X amount of songs, lump them together on a node, right? Then, whenever this node gets played, whenever somebody is streaming my node, my playlist, I earn the native token, which I believe they're calling it music, like ticker, money sign, music, I think is what the token is. But basically, you just run a node, aka you own all these songs, and then whenever these songs are played, you get paid out via this native token, as well as the artist gets paid out in this native token. Now, then it's up to the company to create some intrinsic / extrinsic value on that token for you to actually make money, right? Because you could have a Web3 platform like that where you're earning tokens, but the tokens aren't worth anything because nobody wants to buy them and only people want to sell them, right? So it could be something where you have to use that token to play music, to even listen to music. You have to have X amount of tokens in your wallet, right? Which would probably not be the only thing, right? Because that wouldn't drive enough demand to pump a token, but it would drive enough to get it started to where it's like you need 10,000 tokens in order to listen. Well, tokens are fractions of a cent, so getting 10,000 tokens is only like, $10-$30, whatever. But then that's for the first 100. But then when the first 1,000 come on, well, the price is now pumped and it's going to cost $60 to start listening to music. But then once you have that, you can listen to all the music you want, right? So there's not a monthly, like if you were to add up the money I've paid to subscribe to Spotify for the past 8+ years, right? Like we're talking several $100, like just gone in order to listen to music. But if you do this one time base amount of tokens, now you can listen to music. Yeah, is it a bit of a MLM, multi-level marketing scam? Potentially. It depends on how the tokenomics are, but yes, right? If you get in early, you buy a bunch of tokens, you get your 10,000 off to the side that you use so that you can listen, but then you have another 100,000 tokens just waiting for people to come in and want to buy because they want to listen to music. Well, you're making money because you were early, right? So it is a little MLM. It's a little Ponzi, a little Ponzi-nomic, but there will be money to be made. And this isn't me saying that gala music is the thing to do. I'm just explaining a potential possibility / idea / ecosystem that can be built around music on the blockchain. So with all that said, I appreciate you listening. I appreciate you watching. There wasn't much to watch, I know. I'm still figuring out how to do the visual part of YouTube. I got the audio down. I know I can talk, right? But that said, thank you. That is my take on music NFTs as of August 2023. I am sure I will have more ideas, more thoughts as time passes, as more apps are developed. And as those are developed and released, I will continue to update via my YouTube channel on all things music NFTs, blockchain related. But as of now, we're not doing shit because the market's dead and everybody's depressed and broke. But not for long. Or so they say. Signing off. Go funk yourself. Peace.